Hello. I'm going to attempt to do a short reading today. It never actually happens. And there's so much going on. Who knows what kind of interruptions there will be. But here we are. You get the lava lamp today also. Okay. I'm kind of more interested in my feminine right now. Lion, horse, again, bear. Interesting energies. Bottom of the deck is the swan mirrored energy. I feel like Divine Feminine turned a corner. I don't know. I'm strongly feeling that there's been a corner turned. I'm sure this reading would be better with more light, but I just don't like it. So let's see. Nine of Wands, Devil. Interesting. They're afraid. So a lot of anxiety around the masculine. A lot of fear. I can feel it in my solar plexus. Moon, Two of Cups, Lovers, Ace of Pentacles, Two of Pentacles. Can't decide what they want to do. Moon, King of Swords, upright. Want to talk. Chariot, Four of Wands, Knight of Cups, and Temperance, which has played an important part in some of the private readings I've done lately. Angels seem to be working very, very closely with us right now. Eight of Swords. The eights are also Two of Cups, I got all these. I did a reading yesterday that was so powerful. I cried twice in it. Chariot, Nine of Swords reversed, World, Six of Wands, and I see the Ten of Cups. I feel like we haven't seen a 10 in a little bit here. But as always, Eight of Wands fell out onto my lap. As always, I don't remember very well at all. Sometimes when I get a really strong feeling in a reading, I can remember that better. I just don't remember what I'm talking about because it's just channeled. Okay, Six of Cups. Can't stop looking. Okay, we're going to stop there. Page of Cups. Temperance reversed. Wow. Two lions right on top of each other. Queen of Wands, you're very powerful. Look at another lion. Third lion. I feel like my lens is dirty. I dropped my camera in the water. My phone in the water. Devil with the 8. So I said 8. Very important right now. This is Three of Wands, and I always want to read it as the Emperor. Two of Swords. Empress. No, Queen of Pentacles. Six of Pentacles. Wow. Three Queens. Wow. You are in power. You are in your power right now. Four of Swords has been coming up a lot. Nine of Wands and Five of Pentacles. Oh, poor little masculine. Hangman. And, oh my gosh, King of Swords with the Three of Swords and the Ace of Wands. He has some burden. This is the word for him. Our masculine has a message. He has decided that he wants to tell you something. This decision has been made. Man, is he intimidated. Sorry, this is funny though. You know, if you've watched my readings, you know that the Nine of Wands is a very important card in this deck to me. This cave holds a lot of mystery. He wants to metaphorically enter the cave. Karmic. Boat. Girl with a snake. Addiction. Clock. Not today. photograph. Caution. Paradise. I mean, I think we're all waking up to this collective reality that we were living in some sort of an illusion. And now we have to face our fears. We're all facing our deepest fears right now. I mean, I feel like the feminines who are watching this have done most of the work. I think you are hoping that your material reality would be, it's an interesting energy. It's like more taken care of, but they are like drawing this out of you. Like, I feel like clay, like there's a clay energy here, which is a very weird energy. It's like the clay wants to draw like your toxic thoughts out of you about how you feel about prosperity, money, self-worth, all of these things. It's like the purging. You know, you see him standing on this desert floor, this cracked floor. I try to wipe the camera, but I know the phone will just fall. Okay. You've got the two strongest karmic cards here. One in reverse. I think for a long, long time, the masculine was under the spell of this karmic. You know, it's my least favorite subject to talk about, but we can't ignore what they want to talk about. That's just what they want to talk about here, so we're going to talk about it. I think you've turned a corner, and it's a beautiful corner, and that it's like, what I'm getting off of this boat card here is you've realized, it's like you give yourself, my voice feels different today. You give yourself what you need. Like, you don't, yeah, you're open to receiving, but it's not like you have to get that from, look at the masculine. That's exactly correct. It's like you can fulfill and sustain yourself. I think he's in darkness right now. Look at that. Fear, extremes, creation, abundance, release. And there's this beautiful balance card. Where she's actually like holding a moon in her hand. It almost looks like Saturn the way she's holding it. I think Saturn is playing a huge role right now with Pluto, with Uranus, and Neptune. All bringing out our most hidden darkness, our fears, it's like really how we create our own kind of hell. And, you know, you see an eclipse here. These all have full moons on them except for this release. And I think this is where we are going up into the Leo new moon. Like, I don't know what the date is. It's probably around the 8/8 portal. And you know, things will be faced here. In this fear card, it's almost like she's not like pregnant with herself, but you can see like there she is. All of her fears kind of, it's a very Eight of Swords card, and then inside she's like in this really protected place with this little light. It's almost like her inner child. And they're saying like, if you clear these now, if you release these now, I personally don't think you should release on the full moon, but if you work to release the fears now, right? Plato has that famous, you know, the cave allegory about how like the shadows on the wall of the cave are like from the light, and they appear much bigger than they actually are. And you know, it's like the cave you fear to enter holds the dream that you're wanting. And part of this is just, you know, this rejection therapy. It's like, if you fear rejection, go try to get rejected and see that really it doesn't mean anything about you. You're the same person before as after. I do feel here it's strange because there is the figure 8, right, that comes with the Magician, and in other cards it's like I said, like I've been saying, again, they're bringing up the caduceus again. The center of the 8 point is union, and there is very much this feeling that at the center point you get to kind of know what's in the cup. I think there's been a question about what's in the cup for a very, very long time. And I think you came to that place of like, oh yeah, you have a cup? Well, let me remind you, I have the biggest, fanciest cup of all in the tarot, right? Queen of Cups. You know, on the back of her chair is an ibis, and I think you figured out that you can really just create and receive and manifest anything that you want. And I think that's what released him from... Okay, so there's the feeling of some kind of acknowledgement, of some kind of... It's like he's looking down on a scenario here. And it's kind of like seeing all the moving parts. Everyone playing their role, right? You've got this little town here, and he's looking down on it. And he's like, what did I give? What did I take? How is this karmic balance going to be made right? There's a real sense here of honoring you as his counterpart. Why? It's partially coming from this Swan card. It's also this, like, you've embodied this, like, regalness. I don't think it's conscious, but maybe partially. And it's just like, I think you released a lot of the ideas of, like, I have to be something and someone else, right? This card of Paradise in reverse, passion and not today. It's like, I just get this feeling like you stopped waiting for someone to give you a green light. You stopped waiting for someone to tell you you were magical. You stopped waiting for someone to make life beautiful and perfect. And you thought, well, if I'm not going to dream my dreams and live my dreams, then who is, right? Like, it's this, I feel like you're just decided, wow, 2 cards of sexuality here. I feel like, yeah, I do feel like this is what you let go of here. The courage for your inner child to release the victim consciousness. And some of you, it may have had to do with, like, illness, or the idea that could be mental illness. Like, maybe you have felt for a long time that you wanted to create more order in your wellness, in your health, in your mental wellness. Like, there's a nice call here for you to stand up for yourself and be like, I don't need to do this on my own. I create my reality. There are people who want to help me create my best reality, and I'm going to receive that. And it's like interesting because it's like, yeah, you did. It was your worthiness, the healing of your worthiness that woke up and said, I can receive this by choice. It's a really interesting energy, actually. I don't have to wait for someone to say like, hey, do you need help? I can say, hey, I do need help, and I am worth that help. It's a beautiful energy. I'm actually getting chills on my thighs. The legs are always kind of about support. And it feels like to me you're energizing your ability to accept help, to accept support, and even to like create it, you know, create a co-working, supportive cycle, which is beautiful. That's focused on healing. And it's also beautiful energy here that I think is being helped by the masculine. I think it's a reflection somewhat of, it's like, I don't need to self-sabotage to get help. I don't need to be a victim to get help. I don't need to like go to my rock bottom, to go to my darkness. Not that I ignore it, not that I don't know that it's there, but I don't need to like set the house on fire to like improve my house. It's a metaphor, right? Like I can ask, I can decide I want to live in this better body, better house, better mind, better emotions, simply because of my free will. It's a beautiful message, really, really powerful, strong. You're bringing healing into him strongly. I think he was waiting. I think you were waiting and you stopped waiting and you're moving forward now. It's almost like you're moving forward by sitting still. It's such a weird energy. It's like a lot of paradoxes in this energy. In some ways, it's like there's a recognition of how we overcome addictions. Addiction to anything, even negative thoughts, even a thought about how we're not worthy because of any given reason that society would say you're different, or you're not worthy because you're not meeting this XYZ standard. There's an addiction to that thought in like social media, advertising, capitalism. So I am not anti-capitalist, and I am not anti-social media, and I'm not anti-anything really. I don't think it's powerful to be in an anti-state. The power comes in recognizing what you are pro, and I feel like that's what's going on here. I feel like you're waking up to this idea that any kind of addiction, and I am not in any way belittling any kind of addiction, because we all know the reality of addiction, of anything. But it's a beautiful idea when you wake up to the fact that I will say I feel like it's the hardest transformation a human can go through. It's the spiritual awakening. When you are able to look at yourself and really say, oh, it was me that chose this. Especially if you have been in a victim consciousness. I mean, I have gone through this transformation, so I 100% absolutely know exactly what it feels like. I came from abuse. I came from extreme difficulties. I also came from a lot of blessings. And I think that may be kind of the hardest of the world, right? Everyone's telling you to be grateful for what you have, and you are. But there's also a part of you that's still in massive pain, even if it hasn't been brought to consciousness, to light yet. Something isn't right, and you feel it, and you know it, and everybody's like, even the people closest to me were gaslighting me, not even knowing they were doing it, okay? So when I say you have to be almost, I mean, this is my experience. I'm not going to project it onto you, but I'll let you know that, like, I was telling people closest to me that I trusted with all my heart, and they were still gaslighting me. And that wasn't the way it was. It was the way it was, actually. And I had to find that for myself. And part of the realization of it was that there isn't a better way to say it, except that I was addicted to being in victim consciousness, thinking it wasn't wrong. Okay, I'm not making it wrong in any capacity. I'm not gaslighting myself or you. I'm trying to share my experience so you understand that it is possible when, like, let's say you come from abuse. There is a very strong narrative in the world that you have a right to feel like a victim, and you were. However, the choice to stay a victim to the world, in the world, is your own. And you have to stop telling that story. You have to heal it, and you have to stop telling it, and you have to be then empowered to become this queen energy. And here I feel like the focus is for you, the material and the physical. And maybe that has proven to be difficult, and maybe it hasn't. So in the reflection of you and him, because that seems to be a major theme for like this series of readings. It's kind of like they go in series, right? It also could be that you guys, I just keep getting this turning a corner. There's a corner that needs to be turned, or that is being turned, or has been turned. Chiron healing, Jupiter returns, Saturn truth, Mercury mind, Leo will, Pluto transformation, second house owning, so that's very much Queen of Pentacles energy, Aries I am, fourth house roots, Cancer I feel, fire element, 10th house the world, and part of fortune, first house, Jupiter abundance, grand trine blessings. So this card has come out for like 5 readings in a row. You know, the more you face your truth, the more you face this shadow head on, the more blessings and benefits will come to you. It's like Chiron and Jupiter and Saturn and Mercury are on Pluto, are all in this little party here, and it's all just calling us to face our shadow. And I mean, I think they did a really great job at kind of getting to the heart of the matter about a really complex, very layered psyche, you know, how to go through it. And here they're bringing up an exercise that you can do. I've talked about this before. It was like one of the most transformative exercises I've ever done. It's an acting exercise, and it's like you do have to do it with another person, but you sit across from each other, and then like for 2 or 3 minutes you put a timer on, and one person just says I am, and then fills it in over and over and over again, and the other person can't respond, they just receive. And it's such an insanely powerful technique. But you could also just free associate journal I am until you get to like the core, right? This is about facing your truth. This isn't about let's write out the backstory, let's justify why I am this, let's justify the way I got here, let's tell the sad story again and again. This is about figuring out who you actually think you are, and do you actually want to be that anymore? Because the masculine is coming out very strong here. the masculine is, although we get the page, right? We get the messages. The masculine is wanting to take this shift. And it's kind of like you have been waiting and waiting and waiting, right? Waiting and waiting. We have the yin yang once again, and the staff that has the glowing. I think you've been waiting for the Knight of Wands, and the Knight of Wands was very busy healing, has been very busy not speaking. It definitely indicates that there is a struggle with some kind of addictive thought or addiction here for him. What do I want? Okay, so let's get into advice since I'm trying to make this a little shorter. Big bold vision. I think that goes in line with the I am statement, but you could also do I feel, I want, I desire, or like a present tense kind of dreamscape writing, vision boarding, however you like to do it. But there's she has a bee on her third eye and then a scarab on her throat. And this is a reminder to you to ask the feminine deities, the feminine archangels, the feminine energies to bless your third eye, to bless your receiving intuition, to only the highest and best, right, for all involved, only the highest energy come to you, and only speaking the sacred truth. They're saying this is very important right now, to take your time to reflect on things that trigger you. Try your best. I know it's really hard right now. I keep telling this to everybody. Not to react. To be empathic for your highest good. Free from judgment, free to love. And like all the bees buzzing around her, kind of lit up, sort of halo. What you want wants you. And look at what we have here. The Nautilus shell that's open. I've been talking about the Nautilus shell for months. How it contains your deepest hidden desires, all of your shadow. And now here, it's filled with light. It's filled with all of you coming out into the light and understanding that what you want wants you, right? It says, release the dark wound, let love live. And we have the fish. And where do we have the fish? We have it right here. I strongly feel like, first of all, there's two things, and you can see you can see the bones in her hand here. There's a real pressing feeling of time passing on this reading. And the only one really not looking towards the future is him for some reason. It feels like there's a heaviness of time, and that's Saturn, right? Saturn is karma. Saturn is the Lord of time. And you may have made peace with a lot of things. You may have been able to, like, I'm getting all of these little, it's not a puzzle, but it feels like puzzle pieces fitting together. This is the one energy. We have like magician energy again, though it's not here. It feels like you have used the magician energy in a very constructive way, right? This owl with this golden orb, probably the sun, is going to construct a nest with this And that nest is like a place of safety, right? So this came up on, like, I did a thing about this on Instagram a little bit. It's like, to know safety, you have to know not safety. You have to be aware of the polarity. To know light, you have to be aware of darkness. You can't know either without knowing both. It's just the way polarity works. And I saw something yesterday about the flower of life, which is behind her head, and that's like, they tested it on the I can never say this word. They did kinesthetic testing on, which is how Dr. Hawkins made the scale of emotions, 0 to 1,000, and they tested the flower of life, and it tested at enlightenment. It tested at 1,000. And you have entered into this very high realm. I don't believe in timelines. Use timeline if you want, but we are always in this quantum soup, and in a way it's kind of linear. I shared a video from a man who kind of described it a different way but similar. It's like your emotion and time are the coordinates that put you where you are in the quantum soup. And so you can get anywhere you want by changing those two things. Now, in the realm of time, right, this is the universal law of sow and reap, give and receive. 6 of Pentacles, which we have here. Gestation, karma. We are not fully in control of time, and that is something we have to recognize. That feeling, the recognition that we are not fully in control of time. We are in control of our emotions. We are in control of that coordinate, and there is another... This is such a big revelation for me. There's another component that we're not in, that we work and co-create with spirit. And in a lot of ways, spirit works through time, right? There's a feeling here. It's not outrunning time, but it's like we are running with time, and there is an element here of time. And that pressure is on the masculine for some reason, and it is probably in your awareness, but I feel like you have come to know that it's like, see this lotus blossoming, and then also it's like the lotus bud is in her hands, and then the lotus bud blossoms up in her third eye and crown, right? Where the flower of life is like feeding it. What did it have to go through? It had to go through this. It had to grow through what? That's where we take in information from the 3D. That's kind of the mud, right? When we believe that it works from the outside in, that's where all of the really dense stuff happens. But when we believe it comes from the inside out, that's where we control our experience. And when I say control, I mean get out of victim consciousness. So it's so freaking beautiful how spirit, because I couldn't do this on my own. I just want you to know, I could not do this as a little, like, dream this up. Whew. Gonna make me cry. Okay. That's how you get out of victim consciousness, really, is understanding that that's the part you control, and the other part is not within your control. It's not... They keep saying this to me over and over again. It's not like if you think perfect thoughts, if you don't think negative thoughts. But no, it's understanding the relation that you have as a spirit to these things, and your free will and your choice. And that's really where free will lies, is that you can choose how you feel about the information that's gathered through your senses, which is what we would really call our thoughts. All right, I think that's what we needed to know. Thank you, Spirit. It's so beautiful. So back to the masculine. Just as I said, oh no, this was in a private reading. He's so highly attracted to you. It's like insane level 20 billion. You could be like, I get this feeling from the feminine. The feminine's freaking tired. And like, are you joking me right now? He's attracted to me now. And maybe some of you are kind of working on your outward appearance and glow up and all that, but I feel for a lot of us, we're just like so freaking tired. We're just like, whatever. Because I feel like you turned a corner and you're like, I'm in peace with this in a lot of ways. And you're like, I just feel this energy of, you know, you're really happy with your own cup. It's not like you're not aware of him. It's not like you're not thinking of him, but it's also like, I don't feel like it's tormenting the feminine as much as it was. And now I feel like it's tormenting him. And I say tormenting in a way that's like, he's wrestling with repetitive thoughts and so many symbols and so much synchronicity and all this heart activation. Like he's standing with both of his feet in the water here, right? Even the Queen of Cups doesn't put her feet in the water. He is standing in the water with no, like almost all of the cards in this deck they're sitting on islands in the water, but not the Page of Cups. He is in the emotions. Okay, a couple of these and a couple of those and a couple of those. Death, Six of Wands, Nine of Cups, Moon, reversed. Yeah. I'm telling you, I felt it. 10 of Cups and 2 of Cups. You know, I feel like for some of you, I feel like there was like a public humiliation, or a lot of people knew about your relationship, or he knew he did something to you that was disrespectful, and he's felt very, very badly about this, if that's your story. I don't think it's the story for everyone, but like, the happiness of you, this is an explanation, not an excuse, brought up something in him that he just couldn't balance. And the loss of you brought devastation. And I know a lot of you are going to be like, no, he didn't care. No one that cared would act like this. But I'm going to tell you, this is his feelings right here for you. That is. And look at the backs of these cards. Look at, like, I love the back of the 10 of Cups. It's like, you see how all the cups are in the water, and this Caduceus, the snake. And then the rainbow, all of the chakras lit up, the Ace of Cups fountain right here in the water. And then, you know, he has been on this journey with you. He felt it too. Don't think he didn't feel it. Expect powerful change. Don't let pride get in your way. Getting the same cards we got. So look at these two cards that just came out. They've been coming out. Win-win outcome. Look at the bigger picture. Energy's gaining momentum. Don't let your past hold you back. Hold your vision. What do you need to release? Show the world the real you. A new start is coming. Be bold and make the first move. You are good enough. Adjustments are required. It's time to take action. Prosperity lies ahead and luck is on your side. Absolutely love these cards. The South Node is always, the South Node in Libra is going to ask you to adjust the way that you see the give and take in relationships. You know, you might want to do some shadow work around it. You might want to look at your attachment. You might want to look at your wounds. There's stuff, there's always refinements we can make, right? I think we should do it for ourselves and not for someone else, but that's my personal opinion. Keep getting dance. No. Yes. Align your life. Trust your path. Yeah, I think you should ask yourself what's really for you and what's really not. And it says, what is no longer in alignment with who you truly are? I think this is honestly the message of this reading. And we took really deep routes to get to it. And then it says, if you knew you would be supported, what would you do? Because I had this like super big revelation last night. It's just like, your guidance is divinely guided. It's like, why am I playing so small? What is your soul calling you to do? Seeing the light, laying foundations, and divine plan. And so that the foundations thing has been coming, you know, for a long time. I think we're there now. I think it's time to really start building your dream. Your 10 of Cups. You know, they really want me to say, like, even if that's a 10 or a 20 or a 30-year plan, if you set it and you move towards it every day, who cares how long it takes? Like, don't ask the how. Don't let time and money be the reason. I got this the other day and now I see where it fits. Don't let time and money be the reason that you don't follow your dreams, because if you manifest and you work towards it, you will be surprised at the aid that comes to help you as you get clear, more and more clear. I drew a lot of cards here. So we have the Mahatma energy, which has not come out for a very long time. Lady Portia, Fire, Serapis Bey, Kuan Yin, the Silver and Gold Cloak, Jesus. Jesus energy has been coming out really strongly in a lot of private readings. Jesus came from Venus, planet of love. He was sent to Earth to carry the Christ light at a time when energy was low. He incarnated as an Essene and has received spiritual teachings throughout his childhood and adult life. He underwent many initiations to prepare his energy centers to carry the vibration of unconditional love. This card reminds you that all challenging people and situations are tests to prepare you for ascension. To pass these tests, you need to respond to them with unconditional love and balance. Remember, there is only love. Your affirmation is, I respond with unconditional love today. The gold and silver cloak, you can ask to wear it, and the sonics will purify the energy around you. Expect the unexpected and miraculous. The affirmation is, I am in total balance and harmony. With Paul Divination, it is, I express myself creative and harmoniously. With the sun, I radiate golden light and take decisive action today. Beautiful. So we have both masculine and feminine. Kuan Yin is archangel of the feminine energy. She's an ascended master. I act from my divine feminine wisdom. She did incarnate on Earth, and she works with the stellar gateway chakra. Serapis Bey, he is also an ascended master, Kohan of the fourth ray of harmony. So we've got 3 or 4 cards so far that deal with harmony. The only master to work with the seraphim. They will shower you with blessings as you tune into this Ascension card. I work with Serapis Bey. If you want to work with angels, you can ask Serapis Bey to help you. You can ask to go to his Ascension retreat in your sleep. I think it's at the Great Pyramid. Fire energy, I invoke fire to light my way to the new golden age. And then Lady Portia, I am fair-minded, open-hearted, and non-judgmental. Lady Portia is the goddess of justice, lord of karma. She tempers justice with mercy and balance. In order to act with those golden qualities, you must let go of your own projections and prejudices and see the whole picture. Remember how I was talking about the whole picture? About time and karma and justice. When you receive this card, Lady Portia is calling on you to view an aspect of your life or relationships and bring it fully into the fifth dimension. Be generous-hearted, open-minded, and fair, and step aside from judgment, and then your ascension path will be showered with gold. Easier said than done. But worthwhile nonetheless. So I hope that this finds you very well. I hope your journey is going well. I know what everybody's facing right now. It's not easy. So just know that I too am facing my own challenges, and sending you lots of love and light. If you want to put 444 in the comments, that would greatly help. Thanks. Bye.